going on, everybody? So you guys have just seen me get all of the body panels that I really need for the Eclipse. There are a few more that I'm missing that I kind of want to get, but I have a little bit of an issue. So I really don't want to get too deep into bodywork and all that kind of stuff on the Eclipse quite just yet, because I want to have enough room to do it. Now, the only issue is that currently I have an RX7 in my garage that's taking up about half of it, which wouldn't normally be a problem because it is a two-car garage. However, I kind of want to turn the Eclipse 90 degrees in the garage just like I did with the RX7 when I was doing the coils, to make sure that I have enough room to really do all the body work and all that kind of stuff. Now, that means that I gotta get this thing out of here. I don't know if you guys remember, but a little recap on it is that I actually blew an apex seal on it. I blew one apex seal that ended up taking out the other two and scoring one of the housings and completely destroying the rotor. So at this point, I have all of the new engine components that I would need to put it together, except for a rebuild kit. I'd still need apex seals, side seals, all that kind of stuff, which I was about to order, except for then a lot of shit kind of happened. I'll get into it later. But right now, I've got a few other things that I could be doing to the car just to make sure that when it does have the engine in it, all I have to do is turn the key and it'll be done. Let's take a look. I'll show you guys what needs to be done, what is currently holding me up on the rest of the stuff, and we'll go on from there. Today we're going to tackle the rear end of the RX-7. Now there's a couple issues that I had even before I blew the engine. The first issue that I really had was that when I was driving the RX-7, really anytime that I would let off on the clutch and start to go, you would hear a really loud clunking noise. And I was freaking out. I was like, what's that noise? Is it like a U-joint? Is it something? Like I didn't know. So I put it up in the air, and I'll show you guys what the noise is right now, because it's absolutely ridiculous. It's hilarious. So here we are into the car. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, but this was my noise. Nice. Now this is honestly really not very ideal, because I don't know if you guys have ever done it, but pulling the rear diff on an RX-7 without a lift is honestly pretty shitty. We're pretty much gonna have to pull the whole subframe, all just to get the diff and the diff mount. So I mean, might as well put some new parts in there, right? That's why I got these bad boys right here. Bunch of parts from Powered by Max. We got the front diff mount, these trailing arm links, diff risers, the subframe camber arm, full on subframe bushings. So let's get these put in the car. That's not cool. Nope, 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 nope. Not down with that. All better. I don't fuck with spiders. So I really hate doing these. If you can see, pretty much all of the stuff that needs to be taken out is this whole subframe, which means that the exhaust has to come out. And that kind of sucks, because these exhaust mounts are absolute garbage, and the last time I tried to take them out, I almost broke my finger. So that's fun. I think I'm gonna start unbolting the white pipe over there and see if I can get this exhaust taken out without hurting myself. But yeah, I will reconvene with you guys in a little bit. exhaust is out. You can see it over there. And I'm not gonna lie, I think it's probably gonna have to get replaced. Because if I'm being honest, that was probably one of the worst things I've ever done in my life. I've done it before on a rack and it's shitty even when the thing's above your head. But when you don't have a lift for it, that thing is almost impossible. So I think I'm gonna get a different exhaust for it. I mean, I might as well, since it's out of the car. I don't want to put shit parts back in, and I don't ever want to do that again. So probably look forward to an exhaust video at some point. But for now, we have a lot more room to actually be able to get the stuff that we need out. As you guys can see, there's nothing under the subframe now, so we can actually start taking coilovers and mounts out of there to get it down, and then I'll get a jack under it and we'll get her going. So right now I've got the coilover bolts disconnected. I've got that camber link disconnected. I've got sway bars disconnected from both sides. The drive line's out. The exhaust is out. Pretty much all I need now are the two bolts that bolt the subframe up to the chassis, and the two bolts that bolt the diff into the chassis. So I'm gonna go get a jack and we'll get this thing out. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, that took way longer than it should have, but subframe's out. Now that it's out of the car, we can kind of look into the sound a little bit more, and I can show you guys what actually was making it. So if you see, right about there, that's the front diff mount. This piece is supposed to be connected to this piece with that rubber bushing, and you can see it's completely split. Now, there's literally nothing holding the diff from going fucking just crazy right now. It's in full party mode, and that's not good. So that is where this little guy comes into play. That's pretty much going to replace that rubber bushinged part and make it a solid mount. So then I won't have the play, and I won't be hearing the diff just attacking the bottom of my car. So that's sweet. Before we get to that though, I'm gonna have to pull apart the subframe, get all of the bushings out of it, and pretty much just start on rebuilding it with the Powered by Max stuff. But honestly, that took a lot of time and effort, and I think that I'm probably done for the night. So tomorrow I'll be back and we will get to pulling all the bushings out and getting this thing all refreshed. I guess I'll kind of show you guys why I've been sandbagging this a little bit. It's been a little while since I've really posted anything about the RX7, and that's kind of because a lot of shit has happened. Pretty much one night I got woken up by one of my roommates just freaking out, just saying that there was a bunch of water in the hallway, and I was like, water? What do you mean? So I get up, and one of the toilets actually had one of the like high pressure water lines burst. So the whole hallway upstairs was just completely soaked. And I was like, all right, well, let's go downstairs, see if it soaked through. I mean, obviously it had to. And we didn't see anything until we opened the garage door. This is currently what my garage looks like. We had to end up pulling all of this insulation and all of the drywall that was completely just soaked from the water. You can see the toilet was actually right about there, and it was just pouring water. Like, we came in here and the entire garage, it was like a rainstorm. Like, it was ridiculous how much water was coming down. So that's the reason that I had to pull the clips out of there. This entire stall was almost completely full of just drywall and all kinds of shit from when we brought it down. I've slowly been taking out all the trash and getting everything out of here. It honestly like really kind of hurt my motivation to get anything done, which kind of sucks, but you know, like it's a hard thing to go through. But I cleaned it all up and now we're back to work. I actually ended up pulling out some of the old shelves that were in here and I replaced them with new ones. You can see right about here, I've got brand new shelving units. You guys can see I got a bunch of rotary parts out here just ready to make one working engine, as sad as that is. It's still a work in progress, but I'm working on getting it back to its former glory. But for now, it's workable. Alright guys, I think I'm going to end the video there. This kind of ended up being a little bit more of a process than I was anticipating, but honestly, it's going to end up looking sweet. So this is probably going to end up being a multiple video kind of thing. But at the end of it, I hope to have an amazing looking rear end, just everything gone through, all the new components and everything. So if you like what you're seeing, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. Got it.